Hey everybody, it's Victor. It is time for another Eden run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. You all did it, Mosh Pit. I know that it's Wednesday here today, but I think it's just going to make sense for us to start on Sunday. Go Sunday to Sunday for Afterbirth Plus Theme Week, which will be happening starting this Sunday. Thank you all very much for making it possible. Yankee Echo 4 Hotel Lima Alpha 1 Tango. This is a new recording session today, and we're starting off with the Golden Capacitor, which I don't know about that, but also the Meat Cleaver and an extra HP upgrade. So great stats here, except our movement speed. Shot speed's good. Our range is kind of bad, but our damage is on point. Our tears is very good for a starting stat anyway. And the Cleaver is, yep, it's certainly an item. It's not a great item in my opinion, but if you need to just chop enemies in half and reduce their HP by 50%. It's one of the few items in the game that actually affect enemies based on a percentage basis instead of an actual damage basis, in a way, kind of, because it does cut them in half, although it does split them into two people, or two things, and we've already lost one of our soul hearts, so it's very bad because obviously it's going to affect our chance for getting a devil deal on the next floor if we don't get a one heart devil deal. So we need to not have that happen, but the movement speed is going to be a problem, as you already saw with Lust here. But very, very stoked and happy to have an Afterbirth Plus theme week. I'm looking forward to it next week. I am going to drop the Golden Capacitor, although I don't know what it does, though. Clean Room has 33% chance to spawn a battery. Yeah. I'd rather just have my charges. Thank you very much. And we have our third 2x2 room on floor 1 game. So, obviously, if we find a second bomb, we can go into the bedroom, but the problem is that we wouldn't get 3 soul hearts. We would only fill our red heart, and that's it. The soul heart trick for bedrooms only operates if you have soul hearts as your only type of HP. That is it. If you have any red heart container at all whatsoever, it will not work. It's a very dangerous and annoying room here. We got to be a little bit careful with our bad movement speed, but thankfully our DPS is up to the challenge. Just got to kind of bum rush the mini stros and hope for the best. Now you can use the Meat Cleaver on bosses, and I don't recommend it unless your DPS is high, because you're just creating 2 bosses. Yes, you are making them easier to kill, technically speaking, but do you really want to go up against like 2 haunts? Or it doesn't work on Hush, but 2. It works surprisingly well on like Chubb and Chad and Larry Jr. kind of. You just have to have you gotta have the mobility to dodge 2 of them. Let's go back here and go to the only other spot we haven't been to yet, which is going to be where our item room is, of course. If we had a space bar item that the Golden Capacitor could help us out with, I probably would take it. But the problem is that with the capacitor, it means that you will not be regenerating any energy on your active item by just clearing rooms. You have to actually find the full charges. It prevents you from getting any charges on your active item, unless if you have the 4.5 volt, I think. But I don't know if I've ever had the capacitor long enough to try that with other power items. We get glitter bombs, which is a very nice bomb upgrade. On top of everything else, it can also spawn upgrades for you, which is nice. Not upgrades, but pickups, which I wish it spawned upgrades. In a way, it can be self-perpetuating if you get lucky and just get bombs to drop off of glitter bombs. Humbling Bundle helps out a lot whenever you have glitter bombs. And there's a treasure map. Ooh, and also a movement speed upgrade here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get both. We are 1 cent short of the movement speed upgrade. I'm prioritizing the treasure map first, though, because out of those 2, like we can get a movement speed upgrade, right? Yes, obviously having the stopwatch is great for defense. There we go. Top Larry Jr. in half, no problem there. But we can always get more movement speed upgrades, or at least theoretically anyway. So it's not like we need the stopwatch currently, but having it on half price, it would be a shame for us not to get it here. And we get booster pack. It's just so super duper awesome. So great. It's really great. Love booster pack. Oh, awesome. Gonna drop, oh, thank you. We can get the 2 of clubs, ace of clubs, so we can get bombs if we really wanted to. We don't need the world card anymore. I think what we do is we remove the ace of spades. And then we turn these into bombs. Ace of clubs. Well, I was going to use the 2 of clubs there, but I think we would have had roughly the same amount as well. We need to have the strength card for... we need to keep the strength card for a devil deal since we didn't get an HP upgrade here. And I think now what we do is we go over to the bedroom and we are going to bomb the boudoir here. And then we turn these into keys. So we get a little bit of both there, a little bit of value here and there. We still need 1 cent though. We've not found the secret room yet. It is possible for glitter bombs to spawn pennies as well. I don't want to leave this floor without getting the stopwatch. We know that the secret room can't be there because it was blocked by poop, so it can really only be here, and I know it's here because I've seen this wall before. Or I don't know what I'm talking about, and you should never listen to me ever. Okay, so... it could be... it can't be there. Right? Yeah, that's where we just tried, you idiot. It could be to the left of the shop, I guess, but that's a very odd spot for it. It could be left of lust. Brother. Or it could be to the top of the bedroom, which is... I don't know. I'm more mad the fact that we haven't gotten a single penny from a glitter bomb. Okay. We found it on the last possible wall, and we did not get... 1 penny game's all we need. Thank you. Cost all of our bombs, which makes this the most expensive 2 pennies ever. But we did finally get it. That's just a nightmare floor for trying to find anything. Nightmare floor in general, honestly. 7 minutes and 18 seconds for floor 1 is abysmal. But we are going to be able to speed that up now. Unironically speed it up because we got a movement speed upgrade, but also because we have the treasure map. So we're able to hopefully catch up here. We have extra keys. Okay. Well, in last week's question of the episode here, coming in from Alexander Rohan 1134 from the new strongest run of the year so far. Finally, we got one here in August, and everyone loved the solo leveling art that I gave Alex to do. And Alex did a good job. He did a great job. Alexander says, if you could add your own boss to the game, what mechanics would it have? Would you reuse any, or would you make all new mechanics? I'm pretty sure this has been asked before, but I'll answer it again because I don't remember what I answered the last time. So if I could make my own boss in the game, it would probably be something between a mix. Ooh, get super bandage, a lot of HP. And we also get half-price jumper cables, which wouldn't be too terrible, but not great either. My boss would be something in the mix between... I love the beast fight, just because of the multi phases that it goes through, and you really have to know all those phases and how to handle like the stalactites or the fire or that sort of thing. So it'd be maybe a miniature version of the beast fight combined with like a charge mechanic, where the boss gets madder, gets faster and faster, And then, you know, they get so mad it runs into the wall and it stuns and stuff. You know, very rudimentary design for a boss. But all the same, it goes into, like, phase 2, and then, like, the boss becomes, like, a big raid boss and stuff. It'd be one of those bosses that would be hard to see in the early game, and it seems like an end game boss. You know what I mean? It's like one of those early Elden Ring bosses where it's like, why in the world is this boss here at this stage? But I would also want it to be fun, because I wouldn't want people to hate it like Bloat. Yeah, what are we doing here, Gemini? Us having the stopwatch here really assists with not only giving us the movement speed, but then slowing down the entire game. And it essentially doubles our movement speed in a way. Maybe not doubles our movement speed, but think of it like it doubles your mobility in the game. It makes everything slower and you get faster. It doesn't just make you faster and they stay the same, you know what I mean? Get another HP upgrade, so we are good on HP now, game. And we get Eye of Belial, which is fantastic. All right, I have to go check this room over here. So we get Eye of Belial, and Eye of Belial is obviously a great tier effect, but it needs help. It cannot carry a run by itself, and that is a harsh reality of this tier effect. It's honestly, it's amazing. You get piercing shots. You get the double damage of the shot that travels through each target. But if you don't have the associated damage, it doesn't really matter too much. The piercing shot's about the best thing about that deal. But if you do have the associated stats, then guess what? You're laughing. Because Eye of Belial turns into one of the strongest tier effects in the game, but by itself, it's pretty underwhelming, and I would not consider it. It's a carry support item. It's not a hard carry item. I think that's the best way to describe that. So I'm assuming that the boss is to the north here. I've temporarily paused watching solo leveling because I'm waiting for a friend of mine to get caught up. And a random Eternal Heart in there, which is fine, and Euthanasia, which it's not really worth the bomb, but I'm going to anyway. Something tells me that the shop is not down here. Yeah, see, all we've done is kind of made it harder on ourselves by splitting things, which is the reason why I don't like the meat cleaver that much. It is good for killing the multi-segmented bosses, but that's about it. If you had something like if you were playing, this is what I will say about the meat cleaver. If you were playing someone like Tainted Keeper or something that operates off of kills, like even Tainted Maggie or something like that, then I can see some value being there in the meat cleaver. But for the most part, I just don't think that it's worth it. I think it causes more problems than it solves. The end. Euthanasia is doing that Tammy's headshot whenever it procs. When it procs, it's nice. It doesn't kill bosses, but it will kill mini bosses. And we do have a positive luck rating, so it should be proccing slightly more often than normal. Sometimes the explosion radius in this game, man. I know it looks like I walked towards that bomb, but I really didn't think that we were going to be in range of that. I also was not expecting it to bounce like that either. We get an orbital. Well, luckily, starting on Sunday, we'll actually look forward to orbitals again. That's right. Imagine a world. In a world where orbitals made sense and were a legitimate gaming strategy in the Binding of Isaac, Sinvicta presents Afterbirth Plus Week, starting next Sunday, only on youtube.com/Sinvicta. Believe it. I'm going to take Succubus and also grab Rotten Baby here. Necronomicon's actually a pretty big upgrade, but... one thing I should be thankful for is that we have not gotten an XL floor yet. Rotten Baby and Succubus are going to help out our damage, which is sorely lacking right now since the game is not giving us any help there on the stats. Besides our starting stat, of course. I think I'm going to drop Super Ball. I really don't like the Ibelau effect being canceled out randomly. No, I'm not going to do it, game. Vaults are trash. We did get value out of that strength card, though. I'm not going to go in the curse room either, not until we get a little bit stronger. Now, there's a tinted rock here, but unfortunately, we can't do anything about that, as we still don't have any bombs. Yeah, we need some mucho bombos. Not bombas, but bombos. Sounds like something that Jar Jar would say. I don't know why. I've been in such a heavy Star Wars kick lately. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan. Everyone knows that. I enjoy me some Star Wars. Lucasfilm Star Wars, not Disney Star Wars. I have been watching through Andor. Ooh, baby. You know your boy is going to be looking for Blue Candle here. Blue Candle helped us out not that long ago. And when we are in desperate need of damage here, that's one candle I don't want to miss out on. I still have been continuing my way through Andor, and so far, I do not understand the praise. It is grittier. It is more adult, I guess. But I stand by the fact that it's just, it doesn't feel like Star Wars without Jedi, without that sort of stuff. And I know that some people will consider that a normie take, but I don't care. You're allowed to enjoy anything you want the way you want it. Who cares what people think? The hell with them. I haven't gotten through all of Andor yet. I'm still in season 1, obviously. I'm gonna take an opportunity to use a bomb here, because again, like that right there, that's the reason why if you get a free chance to use glitter bombs, you just take it. Just freaking take it, because it can spawn more bombs than you use, so it's always worth it. And you also get the free bomb anyway, because there's some behind the rock right there. I don't dislike Andor. It's better than what I've been thinking it was going to be, but I still don't understand the super high praise. Other than it's coming from probably people who really just wanted a more adult-oriented Star Wars. That wasn't so cutesy, kidsy type deal, which I get. I totally get that. But I haven't finished the season 1, so maybe my tune will change after I'm done with season 1. I did not hear good things about season 2, so... Come on, game. Just 2 cents, and we will be happy. We have Blue Candle. That'll really help accelerate our killing power here. Get the counterfeit penny, which is honestly not what I wanted to see. I just wanted to see a few cents out of that golden poop. But now we only need 1 penny to drop, and we might have a chance of getting Blue Candle now. But the game is doing the predictable thing of not dropping one at all. I know there's one in the vault, I know, but I'm just hoping that I don't have to use a bomb for it. You never know how useful this bomb could be. The super secret room might be there. No. You're gonna make me go all the way back over here and get one, are you? I'm gonna bomb this claw machine here. Who the hell wants lodestone? Okay. The game will not allow us to have bombs on this run. Literally will not allow us to have bombs. Making sure that we want to use all of our bombs before giving us the thing that we want. Counterfeit Penny is also not procced, so... We are not in a phenomenal spot in terms of anything, really, right now. We've got bits and pieces of a workable run, but the lack of damage is really, really, really scary. We need a nickel here to get this soul heart. We got one. Now with Blue Candle, our options become a lot greater in terms of our firepower, in terms of our ability to handle bosses without taking damage, because we're going to be able to kill them faster than they can hit us. Hopefully, anyway. Ironically, we get a multi-segmented chub here, but... Which is my nickname in high school, by the way. There goes Chub. We get a much-needed Tears upgrade and a Soul Heart. And yes, it does take us down to the Danger Zone, but it does also give us... Yeah, this floor is going to take a while, but it's going to be worth it here because now we can go into the Curse Room, get damage for a half heart, which sounds counterintuitive, but then that gives us access to the Boss Trap Room, which could prove to be pretty darn valuable. So we have to be careful here, though. Great Curse Room, as always. Wouldn't expect anything less from you, game. Yes. Huge. Big time plays right here. Big time plays. Squeezy coming up in our time of need. And that is a very smart, educated play right there. Sometimes you gotta praise yourself. Sometimes you gotta be your own cheerleader. Get a hermit card. I will take it. More than huge growth. Grab this, and we are finally ready to go on to the depths here. Obviously, boss rush is so far gone. We're not even in the same universe at this point, but we're making it happen. We get another much-needed movement speed upgrade. On top of that, we get a very, very powerful flying upgrade, and then double Tears upgrades. Great. There's a dead end over here, so I just want to check to see if this is going to be anything. And there is a library. Now, if there's a soul heart generator in here, that's probably where we say goodbye to Mr. Blue Candle. And there is. We're going to just have to deal with the... We just got back-to-back Tears upgrades, so I'm fine with this. We're just going to have to deal with the Horseman consequences, but it's whatever. The Book of Revelations gives us the ability to get our Devil Deals for the later stages, and that's more powerful than us possibly getting a slight damage upgrade or movement speed upgrade or even a range upgrade from one boss. So in other words, what I'm saying is I'm sacrificing this... This gives us a lot... No. I'm sacrificing this floor's boss for us to get a useless orbital to facilitate us in getting enough HP to thrive later on. We get 2 or 3 for Leviathan now with the mark, and gives us a much needed damage upgrade too. Everything in this run is going to be much needed, by the way. A very, very odd and huge floor here. I'm not anticipating us getting a deal with the devil here, so I'm just going to go fight the boss now just to save the full charges for the rest of the full clears here. As in, like, we're going to go through an entire level to get the rest of this floor done and utilize those full charges now rather than trying to hold on to them. That's what I mean. Although we'd already used Book of Revelations, so I tried my best to run into that shot. And I ran into that shot. Okay, so predictably, we don't get the double deal as I thought. We did lose a Soul Heart, which I'm not very happy about. Any raw damage upgrades we can get here is vital. And I think that doing a full clear, or at least an almost full clear, is going to be pretty worth it for us. Mom's Key would be a pretty good get, even though it is late game. Come on, Counterfeit Penny. I haven't seen you work all day. We get Purity, which is going to give us the Tears aura, which is that blue aura that you see. That overcaps your tears by a whole lot until you get hit, and then the aura changes. Okay, so it did finally proc. Priestess. Another Soul Heart. I'll take it. And one more cent, and we can get the full charge, as well as getting Mom's Key. Now, if I were smart, I would have gone back to get Mom's Key before opening up this golden chest. So a slight misplay there. May not be that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but still a misplay. And this will give us a final full charge for the floor on the Book of Revelations, which finishes out our dang old Soul Heart. I don't know where our secret room is. Could have been there. It can't be there. Can't be there. Could be here. Could be here, but I doubt it. Wait, no, it couldn't have been there. I just checked that other room. It's got to be in the elbow of one of these rooms. It could be above the shop too. This is the most likely spot at this point. Okay, well, I just don't know what I'm talking about. Mom's Key gives us better chests. We are going to lose out on one Soul Heart, but it's not that big of a deal. Would have been nice to have found one more cent, but what can you do? Afterbirth plus week. Cannot wait, brother. I have not been looking forward to a theme week like this in a very long time. I mean, I look forward to all of them, obviously, but this is something special. And that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be an event. You know, so I'm super happy that the mosh pit's down for an entire week. And maybe beyond, who knows? Maybe it's going to be popular enough to where everyone in the mosh pit's like, you know what, just keep going. Why don't you just go ahead and give me another one of them? I'm down for it. Go back to the glory days. My self-described favorite era of Isaac. Now, in terms of the most successful years for the channel in Isaac history, that is not, surprisingly, Afterbirth Plus. Surprisingly, it's Repentance. The Repentance release revolutionized the channel and changed my life forever. As hokey as that sounds, it's true. Oh my goodness, we get quad shot here. Okay. The quad shot plus Eye of Belial was absolutely massive. There's no real reason for me to use the Book of Revelations here. I'm just going to go bomb the Charge Beggar. So we have a 94% chance for a deal with the devil. This feels like, given the way that the floor is laid out over here, this feels like a special spawned up here. Could also just be gas. Probably gas. It's gas. Okay. I don't want to play the Sacrum Shuffle right now, but it is a possibility. I know we've seen the Tinted Skull. So grab this so we can get out of the mom fight. Well, I don't know if we're going to play the Sacrum Shuffle because it really depends on our Devil Deal and how many we actually take. There's a key and a Soul Heart. The Quad Shot gives us a nice bonus to our damage here. We can layer those shots along with Succubus. Yeah, big time plays there. We're going to take the negative for damage. And we get Guppy's Head and Goat Head, too. We take the negative. I don't know about doing a victory lap yet, but it's already 31 minutes, this video. Not that more Isaac, people wouldn't complain about more Isaac either, but I also have other videos to record as well. I will use the converter once just to get an HP upgrade out of this. I don't think Steam Sale is necessary, but we have nothing really to spend it on at this point, so I could have reversed that. We're going to skip the Sacrum Shuffle. I don't think Andor is bad. This is what I will say. Shows are getting they're just so predictable, man. They really are just getting like I know what's going to happen before it even happens in this show. You know, there's no innovation. Even Solo Leveling, which I do like the anime so far, but man, is it predictable. It goes through the most familiar anime beats. Not even anime beats, really, just most familiar story beats that you could possibly have in a story. You know, if you've seen any anime, you've seen a lot of the parts of Solo Leveling. Nothing really subverts expectations anymore. Now, I'm hoping that, obviously, if we're talking about movies, I'm hoping that Godzilla Minus Zero is going to do it. They already sort of subverted expectations as soon as they released the trailer with the size of Godzilla. -1 was a very, very small representation of the G-Man, but then they, at the very last part of that first teaser trailer, they show you think he's gonna walk underneath the Statue of Liberty, and then he walks over it. And when you realize how tall the Statue of Liberty is, you're like, whoa, wait a second. Somebody's been hitting a growth spurt, it looks like. I'm deliberately not using the Book of Revelations yet because A, I don't remember if I've already done so on this floor, and B, I'm trying to get one more boss upgrade out of this. A damage upgrade would be nice. We know that we have a Devil Deal coming because we've got Goat Head. We can go back and we can play that Charge Beggar. Good damage there. Amaguri didn't do anything. We do get a very nice raw damage upgrade and Leviathan. Two very underwhelming items here. There's nothing wrong with Bloody Gust. I just don't like it because you have to take damage. And I don't want to leave this Charge Beggar unused, so we have excess money right now. So let's go just get a couple full charges out of this and be on our way to the next floor. I did watch, I don't remember if I talked about it in the YouTube videos, but I did watch Maul Shadow Lord. I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't anything incredible, but I thought it was okay. I did find it strange though that the accent of Lawson, of the one of the main characters, the police detective, his accent changes from like a gruff sounding stereotypical police chief to someone who sounds like Antonio Banderas. And I don't know if it's just because I didn't notice that he had an accent the first time I saw him on the screen, but it was weird. That's good. I'm hoping that we get a new Star Wars MMO. Not something like the Old Republic. I'm talking like what we had with Star Wars Galaxies. Will always be the GOAT. Underappreciated for its time and ruined by the developers. If there was a game that was done properly like Star Wars Galaxies in this day and age with proper graphics and mechanics and stuff, like dungeon finding and all that jazz that modern WoW has, oh my gosh, it would do bank. Especially with how big and popular Star Wars is. I would say that I think it's a fair statement to say that Star Wars in the last 7-8 years or so is more popular now than it was when Star Wars Galaxies first came out, which was like what, 2002 or something like that. Dry Baby would be conjoined. Wait, no, it wouldn't. And Perfection, sure, we'll take Perfection, even though we'll probably lose it immediately. Might as well finish off that soul heart, and then we get a half soul heart in the chest, of course. I am looking forward, well, I was looking forward to the pod racing game, and then I started seeing it, and it looks a little janky. I don't know why I said it like that, but it does look a little janky. So I'm a little bit nervous about how good it's going to be. But I'll remain hopeful. The pod racer game looks cool, but janky. I'm hoping that they give like a lot of options for customizations for the racers and everything like that. I'm gonna believe that it's gonna be up here. Then there was like a Star Wars XCOM game coming out. I don't remember what it's called. Not Rogue Tactics. It's something. Star Wars, not Outlaws. That game sucked. God, that's gonna bother me now. Hang on. We're doing some Google foo. Star Wars XCOM game. Zero Company. Yeah, Zero Company. Yeah, that one I'm probably gonna like because I love XCOM. Love me some XCOM, even though it didn't do too well here on YouTube. And the backseating was very annoying, as it always is. I still love me some XCOM, man. One of the greatest. Quad Shop Ibelia was really taking off here. There's a tinted rock up there, which we don't need because we've already gotten small rock. It could be, I guess, a golden chest, though. This time that bomb just a tad. Should be a nice, easy Stanley fight. There we go. See if there is a chest in here. There's not, but there's a judgment card. Okay. Compass would be nice. If we get a compass, I'll do a victory lap. That's the deal. We get the compass here, and I'll do a victory lap. That's not the compass. But it's been a solid run overall. We didn't really have any struggles, I would say, in this run. Oh my gosh, we got Guppy. We get the Gupster. Well. Go on with your bad self, Guppy. We get the Gupster. We also get Twisted Pair. We were never really struggling in this run. Maybe early on with that terrible movement speed, but this is a nice secret room too. We get to skip this this big room. Now we just have a flying V squadron of shots here. We have the illusion of great damage here. Like, our damage is not terrible, obviously. It looks a lot stronger than it actually is because of the Guppy flies. But that's good. Hey, we're killing things at the end of the day, so who cares what it looks like, right? Ain't got to be pretty as long as it's effective. Oh, careful now. Let's go destroy Lamb here. Trying to stay in the Succubus Aura to boost our attack fly shots. Look at that. Yeah, we'll do a victory lap. Come on, it's Wednesday. Y'all need a Wednesday boost. Give this video a like. I can see. Let's make it quick. X-ray Papa Delta Romeo 8 Alpha 8 Mike Whiskey. Oh, apparently there's a secret room here. That's a weird spot for it, but all right. The ladder, which I don't know why that's here. It's a wooden chest, so it's gonna give you a wooden item, but it's very odd to see it in a secret room. Uric acid is gonna give us the ability to destroy rocks and pots and skulls, all kinds of stuff. Also, of course, help us break through doors. And we get the Soul Converter, which I will take and, again, use one of. Only because we want cheaper devil deals. A world card. And see what's inside the crawl space. Yeah. Yep. I feel like most of the dice items in the game can just not exist. You know? I don't think we gain anything out of most of the dice items. Maybe the D8 if people really like it. I know there's some tricks you can do with the D7 and the D10 and that sort of stuff, but is it really worth it though? I don't think it is. If we're talking about in terms of pure practicality for strategy, the D6 obviously reigns supreme. The D20 for greed, and for just general, I mean, D20 is just good no matter what. Get to Propria. Don't need any of them. Don't need any of them. I will take Tarot Cloth just to have it, though. Ooh, deck of cards is nice. Yeah, we definitely don't need another... Don't need another eraser. Blank card. Revelation is going to give us Bookworm because it counts as a second book. And we get Blank Card Booster Pack. This could be interesting. Hangman, 2 of Diamonds. We get blank card 2 of diamonds. Which might be okay. We got the Book of Revelations gave us the value that we needed. And of course the survivability that we desperately needed. Nice. We get Mr. Dolly, which is gonna give us a range upgrade. And tears, but we're already capped on tears. We've been capped on tears. Me pink haunt. Lots of damage there. Yeah, Mom's Knife. I think Mom's Knife is actually a downgrade here. Like it would be a lot of damage to be sure, but the pass-through damage plus on top of that the fly generation abilities that we've got right now with the long range shots of Eye of Belial is too good to ignore. IMO. Go get some more bombas. Got some more Yaves. Thank you, ladder. Appreciate it. Actually, no. I don't want to use it because I don't want to lose our boss item. Well, there's not really too many boss items to get at this point, I think. We're pretty handled on stats. More damage would always be nice, of course. And pretty soon, the effectiveness of the 2 of diamonds blank card combo is going to be non-existent because we just simply won't have any more room for money. Get starter deck, which is going to turn all pills into cards. Also give us a second card slot. So now we have the Hierophant, which is going to give us 3 soul hearts every time we have a full charge now. Blank card and also 2 of diamonds. Ooh. But having a sun card though. I'm gonna go ahead and use the just use the 2 of diamonds so we have blank card sun card. Get a damage upgrade here, nice. And a Soul of Isaac, which will give us a reroll pedestal. Well, kind of a reroll pedestal. It gives us a flipping pedestal. Contract Below is too good to reroll. And neither one of those items are good enough to take. Although, honestly, now would be the time for us to get Duality. Because there's no more Devil Dew items that we really want, except maybe Brimstone. So I can see Duality being a thing here. There you go, Duality enjoyers. You're welcome. Zero Company comes out on the 27th. That's not that far away. Squeezy's kind of useless, but I'm taking it just for the soul hearts at this point. Yeah, that's some primo damage right there. Backstabber's huge for damage. Not that we needed it, but oh my gosh. 4 to 14 chests. By the way, yes, Curse of the Unknown or Curse of the Lost as soon as we get friggin' sun card, blank card. Don't worry, that wasn't lost on me. Okay, can we stop with the bad gas mushrooms game? Every single mushroom that I've hit in this run has been bad gas. Now's when we really need the old capacitor here. Well, this gives us a free... This is a free double deal. But we've already been in there, so... Shot speed, something that honestly is fine with Eye of Belial. I was really hoping we were going to find a full charge in here, but I guess not. Double Soul Heart's nice though, so we're back up to full HP. And in four more room clears, we can get a whole lot of chests to show up. And the fun part is, assuming that they proc in the right way, we'll actually have the keys to open them. Cut the cross is great. Let's go back and get the Reverse Justice card. Whole bunch of chests. Not a lot of chests. Yeah, that was pretty awful. Not great. Now, you could definitely argue that we don't need the Sun card because we've got the treasure map already. And it's a fair argument. The Ouija board, which is going to give us a nice Spectral Tier upgrade. The luck upgrade here from Latchkey. There's the boss. I was really just looking for the shop. Here's the nice thing about having sulfuric acid is you can just do this. Another stopwatch. Yeah, why not? Game can't get any slower. It does not stack, unfortunately, although that would be funny. Duality, we get Star Bethlehem. Okay. Yeah, Little Gishy, you can just stay there. You can take the day off, Little Gishy. Sun card. I can't believe the Sun card is a 12-room cooldown, too. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, we're destroying you, Star Bethlehem. You ain't got no prayer. Oppression's not something that we need. Go into the curse, or let's go into the shop real quick. Oh my gosh, we got a whole bunch of stuff in here. High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, Rules card, World card. Card Against Humanity, I guess. Petrified Poop's a little bit late there, but a whole lot of money that we do nothing with. I just want my Sun card. I missed your soul. We'll take the Polaroid, and then that is a very big damage upgrade, but what's even more fun is Play-Doh Cookie with this build. And normally I don't like Play-Doh Cookie because of the fact that Fire Mine exists. But with this many shots, I think I'll make an exception. I think the Sun card should be a 6-room cooldown. I think 12 is kind of ridiculous, considering that the Book of Secrets is only 6. Oh my god. Guess little Gemini just had to go. My god. Really satisfying run, though. A run that had very good base stats to start with, and just a fun time all around. We got to gab a little bit. Talk about some movies and Star Wars and anime and predictable plot points and how bad dice items are sometimes. We haven't talked about his football yet. We got football coming up. We're only a couple weeks away from kickoff, baby. As a reminder, I am part of a podcast called the Three Guys and a Bear Talk About Football podcast. It's a very unique name that Krendor and I came up with a long time ago. With Rob, Bear, and Apollo. Mainly us three, though. We are the... Rock bottom. Holy... Holy moly. Now it's a little too late in the game for rock bottom, but hey, it's always great to have. Because now we get the benefits of standing in the Star of Bethlehem aura permanently, on top of the stacking buff that we get from Succubus. So strong stuff here. I'm going to use the Sun card to guide our way, even though I know that we can just look at where Star of Bethlehem is going. Star of Bethlehem, you're getting rolled. You're getting mogged by our clear speed here. Come on, Angel Deals. You have a chance here. No. Angel Deals not doing it. As predictable as the day is long. Although we did give us Star of Bethlehem, but the only thing that made Star of Bethlehem good was rock bottom at this point. The crawl space in there. No, we can't. No blind items exist for that very reason. Even on a winning run, the threat of TM Trainer or Missing No, it ruins it. It just ruins the game. Just straight up ruins it. Trying to swarm Isaac here before we can really get a foothold in anything. Down goes Isaac, and we got one more floor to go here on a very, very solid run here on a Wednesday to celebrate Afterbirth Plus. And it's a funny game. Celebrate Afterbirth Plus week happening starting on Sunday. Hope you all are looking forward to it as much as I am. No. If you are, make sure you let me know by leaving a comment. Comments help out as much as likes do. Not quite as much, but almost as much. It's they all go into the algorithm. They all help feed the algorithm. So does your hype points as well. Don't forget about those. People have been using their hype points, and the Mosh Pit's been trying to coordinate hype videos as well, which I do appreciate. Those kind of call to action programs done by the community is invaluable to a channel's growth and health. And I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that very fun run. Here's your screenshot of the day submitted here by Redmond on the Invictus subreddit. Title of the thread was Curse the XL, by the way. And then in the thread, Redmond said, the boss room couldn't be closer to the starting room. I mean, technically it could, but I know what you're saying though. So that's always a good feeling. But now you got to work backwards to go find the item rooms and stuff. So thank you, Redmond, for sharing that one. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hyping everybody. I hope you have a great Wednesday. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like thanks to pages of mine like Jaden Fright, Nathan Trumbo, and Gifted Iris. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.